Hello and welcome to our today's discussion session. And as we have discussed many topics, so in today's session, we are going to discuss an amazing topic. As I was giving a session, and last time when I was getting through a learner, and he was sharing his experience on a particular topic. So sometimes we feel that we are facing the problems related to grammar, so we can correct that. But sometimes your grammar is going to be one of the biggest fluency blockers for you. Because sometimes what we do when we speak, we overthink grammar. So somehow this overthinking is going to be the main reason behind your fluency blocker. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, you are absolutely correct, Vikram. And I think overthinking is what is a real obstacle for a learner while speaking English. What I would like to add that thinking about grammar while speaking really stops the fluency. When we speak English or any language, the fluency comes naturally. But a lot of learners tend to think about grammar a lot during that process. They think about every words they're using and is the sentence grammatically correct or not. That is what where the real issue comes. I would like to suggest them that to not think about it as much as you can, because thinking about grammar while speaking cannot happen at the same time. And so the problem is not the lack of knowledge of English, is the problem of trying to do both at the same time.
Okay, that's really
What
a
do you think
great
about
point
it?
which you have included. Yes. Let me share my personal experience. When you're trying to make everything perfect, you're thinking about your sentence structure, you're thinking about your vocabulary, and you are thinking now when you're speaking, my sentence should be 100% correct. There should be no any kind of grammatical errors. So when you're thinking about the topic, what you need to speak, at the same time, you are thinking about the grammar, right? It means you are trying to do several things at a time, right? So our brain can observe one thing at a time. But if you're giving so many tasks to yourself at the same time, so your brain cannot handle the things accurately. For instance, your ability is to handle two things at a time, but I'm giving you 10 things, okay? And you are trying to do all 10 things at the same time, so which is not possible. When you're doing something more than your ability, you will definitely make mistake. And I learned about the Murphy's law, which says that when we are going to apply this law in this situation, so it says that it can it can go wrong. When we are thinking that it can go wrong, it will definitely go wrong. So if you're thinking that I can make grammatical mistakes, so you cannot make grammatical mistake, you will definitely make that mistake. So according to that it happens. So what we need to do when we are speaking, instead of thinking about our grammar should be 100% correct, we should think that whatever we are speaking, is he or she able to understand or not. So instead of prioritizing our grammar, we can focus on our message or the clarity of our thoughts. What do you think?
I absolutely agree with you that we should not a lot of things at the same time, especially when someone is a beginner in a language. And the other things, I totally agree with you. And I would like to add another pointer, which came to my mind right now, is that fear of making mistakes is what let the learners don't stop them from speaking freely. A lot of learners while speaking, a lot of beginners, they think that if they make any grammatical mistakes while speaking, then there will be people who are going to judge them or laugh at them. And in that case, that is where they think that their confidence gets low and they really stop trying to speak English. I would like to tell them that it's very normal to make mistakes. Everyone who is a pro English speaker has made mistakes in the past, and that's how they have overcome it, and now they're a very good English speaker, and that mistakes help them to be that good in English, right? So I would like to suggest that it's okay to make mistakes, and to speak better English, we must give ourselves the chance to make mistakes and learn from it. What do you think, this Vikram?
That's really an incredible point, and I personally feel that as I have conducted several sessions, in each session, I just say this thing that you have to make mistake, because without making mistake, if you're thinking that you'll be able to learn something new, which is not feasible. So what you need to do, try to learn from the mistakes, make mistakes, correct it, and move forward, because mistakes are there to make you better. Mistakes are there to make you better, not to make you bad. Mistakes are not making you bad. But if something is trying to improve you, so do that. But keep one thing in your mind: if you are making any mistake, it's very important to correct it and ensure that you're not going to repeat that same mistake again. And I would love to add
Absolutely.
one more point here, that fluency comes before correctness. Let me give you an amazing example here. Suppose when you were practicing the language, how do you learn your mother tongue? Firstly, you were listening to your parents, your family members, and some other people. So they were correcting you, or you were just making mistakes and you're grasping from them, and after that you were repeating, right? So what we were doing, we were listening to our family members, after that we were repeating those things. So same happens. Drilling is something which really works in language learning. So when you're learning any language, so your main priority, if you are in the elementary stage of learning, so try to prioritize repeating what the other person is speaking. Even if there are some sort of inaccuracies in your sentences are not up to the mark, that's completely fine. Try to express yourself by using simple sentences, because in the beginning you don't need to show other people that your English is perfect, and perfection is something which doesn't exist. So these are some sort of things which we can implement, and this can help us to make a big transformation. And rather than memorizing a lot of grammatical rules, we can focus on those rules that we use commonly, something in general, rather than learning each and everything, because nobody's gonna come to you and nobody's gonna ask you, hey, tell me the formula of present simple. Nobody's gonna ask you. They're just gonna communicate with you. So communicated grammar is something which is very important being a language learner. Apart from that, if you know that, okay, I know this thing already and now I just want to improve it, so you can learn about that particular thing in a depth manner. So this is what something which I wanted to include from my side. What do you think?
I completely agree with you on this point as well, that perfection doesn't exist, and we can try to be the best as we can, and we need to look forward to our parents, our teachers, while learning a language. And for in this case, in this regard, while a learner is trying to speak English, to learn English, we, the tutors of Entalki, are here, present for them. We will be their teachers.
Absolutely. Yes. In your language learning journey, if you have someone they can correct you, so it means you are very lucky. Because when I was learning this language, I didn't have many people who were helping me. So somehow I was getting through YouTube and all, and nobody was there to provide a constructive feedback. So now I personally feel this thing. If you have someone who can provide you the feedback on a regular basis, and they're gonna correct even 1 to 2 mistakes every day. I'm not saying that that person is correcting, teaching me grammar specifically. No, even you don't need to learn grammar separately. It can it can be improved side by side by correcting 1 to 2 mistakes every day. in 30 days you'll be able to correct your 60 mistakes. And what kind of grammar that you need to learn? You need to learn communicative grammar that is specifically used in communication or something that we are using in general. And when you know the basic structure of those grammatical rules and try to learn grammar from real life situations. Suppose I'm talking to you right now. Okay. So we are using different sentence structure, right? And we are
Yeah.
using different kind of structure. So what you need to do, try to take that structure, understand it, and frame 4 to 5 sentences, and start practicing it by connecting it with your real life situation. So when you're gonna do it, you will not feel that grammar is very complicated. You will feel it very interesting, enjoyable, and easy because you're connecting it with your real life. When we connect any situation with our real life, it becomes as simple as anything. But when you're treating it as a school subject and you need to tackle it because you have to perform well, you have to achieve good marks. So learning a language, it's not about achieving good marks, it's about treating it as a language. When you start treating it as a language, it will give you some sort of benefits and it will be very easy for you. So, do you want to add something from your side? Whatever I wanted to include, I have included all the points.
No, I think Vikram, you have done a great job explaining our viewers what we need to do and how we need to improve our English.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. And lastly, I would say only one thing. So, we have covered some sort of points related to this. So, if you are
Yeah.
learning this language and you are in the elementary stage of learning, so what you need to do about grammar, try to express yourself by using simple sentences. Do not force yourself to use kind of very long sentences. And instead of memorizing those rules, subject plus verb plus object, something like that, try to understand the real life use of it. Yes. And sometimes what we do, we how we learn grammar, we learn Hindi to English. This is not effective way. When you're forcing yourself to learn grammar Hindi to English, so still you will start thinking Hindi to English. So somehow this is gonna delay the process of your thinking, right? Because firstly you're thinking in Hindi, then you are translating in your mind, and after translating, now you're speaking what you need to speak. So this is gonna delay the fluency of yours. So firstly, you need to train your brain to think in English, and I personally feel that this is really the best way for any of the English language learner to think, start thinking in that particular language. And I think that in the last previous session, we have covered one session about thinking in English as well. So if somebody faces problems, so you can go through that certain video and do watch it. And I think it will help you to grow. So these are some sort of things that I just wanted to add. And today in this section, uh, I and tutor Shreya, we have covered some sort of amazing tips. So, whatever the tip which is going to help you, do try, keep learning, and keep enhancing yourself. See you in the upcoming session with something new and something inquisitive.